Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I have a ship tour for you today. This is an interior tour of Liberty of the Seas. If you're not familiar with Liberty, it's in the Freedom class of ships for Royal Caribbean. And right now it's about mid-size, but don't be swayed by that. It's still a really good size ship. And also it's about middle age. So there are going to be a few areas that maybe kind of show their age, maybe the decor in the rooms or something like that. But Royal does a good job in keeping these ships fresh, maybe adding a restaurant, a bar, doing some little remodeling on the inside when it's in dry dock. We had a great time on the ship over to the Bahamas and back. And as always, I hope you enjoy the video, and please remember to subscribe to the channel. And we're going to start off here on deck 3. Now, something unusual on this ship and some of the other Royal Caribbean ships is you can't get from the front of the ship to the back of the ship or vice versa on deck 3, and that's because of Studio B right here in the middle. That's the ice rink, and it kind of blocks your way. So if you're staying on this deck, if you have a room on this deck, just kind of be aware of that. A lot of times you have to go up to deck 4 and then the length of the ship and then back down on the other side. But we are now in the back of the ship, and I know that because all of the dining is typically in the back of the ship on most Royal Caribbean ships. And so the main dining room here is decks 3, 4, and 5. This is obviously the bottom deck, and you can see the decks up above, decks 4 and 5. It is pretty nice. I mean, they have it lit really well, but you've got all the windows along the side. So we've actually been in here before when we're leaving port on embarkation day, and all of a sudden somebody looks out the window and they go, "Oh, we're leaving." And we just start seeing the pier sail away and get smaller and smaller. So as I mentioned, we're on deck 3 right here. These are the aft elevators, and you can see they have all the artwork on display. And this is kind of cool just to come down. A lot of times before dinner, if you have a little bit of time, or even after dinner, you come by and you go, "Oh, what's your favorite, one of these paintings," or something like that. So, and as we continue here, this area over here on the right is one of kind of the many multi-purpose venues that they have on the ship. I've been on the ship before when the World Series is going on. They show it down here. They may have karaoke down there or something like that. And so we're coming back here. Now we are in the front of deck 3, and other than the rooms, and you can see right here, you can't go past that because of Studio B. Other than the rooms, you have the main theater. So they have the doors closed right now. And my suggestion is I tend to like to be on the balcony level, and we're going to get there in just a minute. That's on deck 4. The reason for that, sometimes if I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to like this show, one of the nice things to do is go up in the balcony level. That way, if you're kind of like, this isn't for me, I'm going to leave, you're not kind of down on the main deck disturbing a lot of different people. So, and right there to the left is where you head out to the promenade that goes around the ship. But these doors here at the end of the hall, those would take you to the balcony on deck 4 for the main theater. And as we come around, so we got the forward elevators right here. This is the schooner bar. If you know anything about a Royal Caribbean ship, this is a standard. I don't think they have a ship without a schooner bar. So it's the nautical theme type of bar. I actually find it kind of convenient because a lot of times when some of the other bars might be crowded, if you catch it just right, this one's actually pretty, might be pretty empty, which is cool. And we're going to be able to go through the casino right here because we are in port and it is not open. But you can see here that you have lots and lots of slot machines. If you like slots, you got to find something here for you. They do have a full range of table games. They've got roulette, craps, blackjack. They do have tournaments going on. These stairs right here take you up to deck 5 to the Royal Promenade, which we'll be to shortly. And you can see just more and more slot machines everywhere you go. And then down around here, there's the cashier, which is actually kind of nice. I think I've gone there one time. I just wanted to get some small bills when we were going into port. So it was nice to be able to just go over and hand them a 20 and just get some small change for it. These table games will get going kind of more after some of the dinners are done. And this is where people head to. So this is focus. This is where you can view any of the pictures that they may have taken of you and anyone in your room while you're on the ship. And again, stairs up to the Royal Promenade on deck 5. This on other ships, I believe, I know on Freedom, and I'm maybe on Independence. This is where the sports bar is, Playmakers. So I don't know when they do a remodel if they're going to look at moving this up. And over here, you've just got some nice seating, relaxed area. And then on this side is Boleros. So this is kind of more the Latin theme bar on our Latin theme, music area on the ship. Again, a full bar right here. This is another great spot if you want to just try to grab a drink quickly before dinner or something like that. Usually you can get in and out fairly quick. And so we are now in the back of the ship, and this is deck 4 on the main dining room. Now, pay attention to these boards. These are actually kind of helpful. They will typically have on that board whatever is the next meal being served in the main dining room. So you may come down very early and you see if it's a sea day, they may have, a small seating area for breakfast here, and they'll kind of give you a rundown on what they have to offer. After that's done, they'll have, if it's a sea day, you will have lunch available in the main dining room. If you're in port, you will not. But again, they'll list what's on the lunch menu there, as well as after lunch, they'll list everything for dinner. And this is a good look down the promenade. Now we're going to go into the Star Lounge here. And the Star Lounge is another one of those multi-purpose venues. This is where they may have karaoke. They may typically, if they have some type of port tour that they talk about the next port you're going to, this is where it'll be. They may have bingo in here. Of course, they have a full service bar. Why wouldn't they? And you can see it's super convenient because it's right off the promenade. Now, right next to that is the Concierge Club. There's not much here. We're going to go in and take a look quick, but it is, if you want kind of a nice, quiet spot, you don't want to be in your room, you might not want to be out on the pool deck or something like that, this can be a nice place to go. On some of the other ships, I believe they have converted the library to this area right here. And you can see there might just be some people hanging out, playing cards, something like that, kind of a chill area. And again, these are both in the front of the ship. And as we come down, we're going to get a good view of the Royal Promenade. So to get your bearing, we're one deck above the main theater. So now as we circle around and we go past the elevators, the first thing we're going to do is come by the Pizza by the Slice. Sorrento's here on board. This is early morning, so it's closed right now, but this is the spot that really gets going. I would say the busiest you're going to see this is on a day that you're in port and everybody's coming back to the ship, but it's not quite dinner time. And they want to grab a quick slice of pizza. These boards, I think, are underappreciated. They are a great map and way to help you see what's around the ship and where you are and where maybe you want to go. But definitely use those when you're here. If you're getting a little turned in the wrong direction or a little lost, they're a great way to get your bearing. And some seating outside here for Sorrento's. The port shopping desk. This is actually kind of nice. I don't go there often, but when we are going to a port we've never been to, I may stop down and just ask them, do you kind of have like a little map or something of the area? And they're really friendly. They're always able to help you out. This is for any of the perfume or cosmetics on board. And again, just like some of the other stuff, it's all duty free. So if you want to stock up on that, those are the stairs we saw in the casino. So those will take you down to the casino on deck 4. Now, I will kind of warn you when you walk by here, if you're sensitive to smoke, because it is a smoking casino, you're going to kind of get that smell coming up here. Vintages, this is the wine bar on board. This is probably one of the more relaxed areas on the ship. They don't really have the music playing or all those other things. You cannot get any type of like blended drink. You're not going to go in there and get a margarita or something like that. It's mostly just wine, and you kind of see before dinner, people to head down there to have a glass of wine before they go into the main dining room. The car and the teddy bears on board, another Royal Caribbean standard. Gifts and jewelry, just like it says. They have everything from, Seiko Casio watches on up to the higher end, Tag Heuer, Oris. They may have some Breitlings. I know they typically have some pre-owned Rolexes, plus a lot of jewelry available, which is cool. And as we continue to head down, this is the Ben & Jerry's spot. Now, this is an extra charge. So unlike the ice cream stand that they have near the pool deck, that's free, this is not. And also the cupcake cupboard. This is where they'll actually do like a little mini class on like cupcake decorating or something like that. But again, that would be extra charge as well. Get out there. This is actually a kind of a nice store that they have on board. This is any of the like sunning beach type stuff you may have forgotten. Sunglasses, even if you forgot a swimsuit or something, you can buy it there. And we have guest services right here. My word of warning to you, if you do need to go to guest services for anything, if you can possibly avoid going on the first day on the ship, and certainly try to get it done before the last full day on the ship, because that's when the lines there are the worst. So some of the areas around here, we're going to pass by the elevators. And now that we're in the back of the ship here, we are on deck 5. So this is the top level of the main dining room. Again, there's some of those boards where they show the menu. And it's kind of a lot of times when we're just walking around the ship, we just walk by and go, oh, I haven't seen what's for dinner tonight. And of course, you can see it in the app, but it's just one of those, you just happen to be walking by and you check and see what they might have that night. And I think they have everything. I believe they have everything from a 2-seat table to 8, maybe 10. Um, if you have, I think they do have a couple 10-seat tables down there. If you have, multiple rooms on board, a large family, a large group, or honestly, I would say almost anybody, stop here the day you get on the ship, embarkation day. Ask where your table's going to be, and if it's an area you kind of don't like or something like that, you can ask if they can possibly move it. They may not be able to, but hopefully they can accommodate you if you ask for it. One of my favorite things on the Freedom class ships is the lit bridge that they have here, which is always fun. They kind of change up the colors of the bridge depending on day and night. They'll actually have one or two of the photographers who are on board doing photos there. Here you get a good look at it. And you got the stairs that go down to deck 4. And here we are passing the R bar. This is kind of the champagne bar on the ship, but again, they offer almost everything that you might need. And the next thing here on the left is next cruise. So if you want to book your next cruise while you're on the ship, and they do give you a couple little added advantages there, you can absolutely do that there. That is kind of a nice thing because they're very helpful. They know what they're talking about, and like I said, you get a little extra perk. Cafe Promenade. This is going to be the coffee shop on board. You get into the line over here, and I think this is only closed for like 30 or 60 minutes all day long. It's from like 2 or like 3 to 4 a.m. or something. So they are open virtually all the time for you. This is the general store. So again, this is some of the cigarettes, tobacco products, alcohol that you can get all duty free. And now the next one, this is the logo and souvenir shop. So this is going to be anything Royal Caribbean or Liberty of the Seas branded. And keep in mind, they do kind of have some sales, especially if you're on a week-long cruise, they'll have some sales in here on, certain days if there's something that you're looking at. The Hoof and Claw, this is the English pub on board. Again, this is kind of a Royal Caribbean standard. They will have somebody doing a little acoustic music right there. And this is another one that at night gets really, really popular. And you can see, I mean, all of these tables at night are all going to be filled. And then we have here the Fashion Boutique. This is going to be some of the other jewelry that's on board, some handbags, type of things like that. And the Royal Promenade, you're going to get really familiar with this. It is kind of one of the main locations on the ship where you're going to be. And that's looking down. So we're in the front of the ship. That's decks 3 and 4 that go into the main theater. And then you can see all the passenger decks right above us. So on this ship, passenger decks are 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There are a couple rooms scattered maybe on deck 11 or 12. And one more good look down the promenade. So now, as you can see, we are on deck 12. And normally this is where if you want to go out to the pools or anything like that, this is where you'd go. This is also in the front of the ship where they have a lot of the kids areas. And so this is for the 3 to 5-year-olds. And then we're going to jump over to the other side, which has the rest of the ages over there. but you can take a look. If you're a parent coming on board with a little one, I've heard nothing good, or no, excuse me, nothing but good of the Royal Caribbean kids programs. They do just a fantastic job. They keep the kids entertained. They just really enjoy what they do. This is the Royal Babies and Tots, so that's pretty much, I think, from 6 months to 2 years. And then you're going to head into, so the Adventure Ocean, that's where most of the kids programs are. And then what they do is they put it after you've walked through the arcade. So I'm sure by now most kids are like begging their parents, "Can I play skee ball? Can I play this? Can I play that?" So I give them credit on Royal Caribbean that they knew how to position this. But we go in here and usually blow a few bucks and have some fun. And as we come up here, so you're going to see it'll be very obvious what age groups are here. Um, the Explorers, this is from 6 to 8. And again, they have different programs. You want to take a look at the app or even stop in and ask them what they have coming up that day or the next day. They do have some after dinner where they will, kind of keep the kids entertained if the parents want to go to a show or something. There may be a cost for that, so just double check that. Voyagers here, that is 9 to 11. And then Fuel is the teenage area. So it's actually 12 and 12 to 17. And that, I think Fuel is the only area where the kids, if the parent is already given permission, the kids could actually leave on their own if they wanted to. But all the other ones, the parent would have to come in and sign out the kids. And so now we're on deck 14. This is the Viking Crown Lounge. And again, this is a staple on Royal Caribbean, except for some of their very, very newer ships. They're not quite doing this anymore. This is a great area. Again, it's one of those multi-use where they may have it be like a dance club at night. They may have karaoke here instead, something like that. They do have a full bar over on the side. This is also a great spot if you want a quiet spot during the day, especially like a sea day where you want to get some good natural light, but maybe you want to just kind of chill. You want to be in the air conditioning and relax. This is a great area to go. So we take a look at the dance floor here. They've got a DJ booth. And the view from up here is amazing because you're up so high on the ship. We're going to go up those stairs in just a minute, but you can see they've got a couple men's room and ladies' rooms right here. And then the last thing we'll do on this deck is go into the Crown Lounge. This is if you are diamond level or higher on their kind of loyalty program. So you do get some teas and coffees and espressos there. They do have someone at the desk occasionally to help you out, maybe answer some questions. And they have the inside seating as well as some of the tables out here outside. And this will kind of overlook near the basketball court. And one more turn here to give you a good view. Okay, now we're going to head up to the chapel. This is pretty basic. Deck 15. This is really the only thing up here. They're kind of slowly phasing this out, but they haven't done it on this ship yet. Again, it's just a nice quiet area. If you need something like that and you want to go in, you can access it from either side on the ship. If they have a small wedding on board, this is typically where they do it. So. With that, we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to thank you again, and remember to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for checking out my video, and remember, if you're looking for a cruise, contact me and I'll find the perfect cruise vacation for you.